you said that you do politics you're doing it at A level or something, right?
Yeah, I've just finished now.
Did you cover post-colonialism or colonialism?
Not really, but like I know about it from some research I've done.
Okay, fine. Do you know about Orientalism, Edward Said's book?
No, sorry.
Okay, so this book is like, you probably, if you plan to do politics at uni, this is like the cornerstone book for this subject. So I recommend you get it on Amazon or whatever. But Edward Said was basically, he was a US born Palestinian. So he was an American Palestinian Christian. And he was the first person to go through all of the colonial material, like paintings, literature, artwork, poetry, all done by Europeans that traveled to North Africa and the Middle East. And he studied all of them, and he recognized that there was an element of dehumanization in what they were doing. So when they would paint, I'm sure you've seen these kind of like elaborate paintings of like women smoking shisha in a hammam or something, right?
Yeah.
So his view was that this was kind of dehumanizing and sexualized, and that's what the colonizers, this is how they viewed the Arab society. They viewed the people as objects for study through poetry and art. So yeah, that's essentially the foundation for post-colonial thinking, is that it's that Western Europeans that went to North Africa and the Middle East and colonized the area saw us as kind of indispensable objects for their grander political purpose.
Yeah, so like kind of like backwards and like uncivilized when they're portrayed like as barbaric in like paintings and stuff.
Exactly, precisely. So this is kind of weird, but I actually, in my degree, in my BA and MA, I specialized on Russia and Russia's war with Chechnya. My speciality wasn't the Arab world. And you can see the exact same narrative that Russian writers like Lermontov, Tolstoy, Dostoevsky wrote about the Chechen and Dagestani people, like the Muslims in the North Caucasus that Russia was colonizing. And they used to refer to them as uncivilized and kind of barbaric people that needed Russian education. It doesn't matter where you look, it's the same rhetoric. Even in India, in British India, it's the same thing. Like the British came to help, according to them, it was like, we're going to civilize them, help them understand how to eat and drink and whatever,
It's kind of like a savior complex. Like they think that they're better and they've got to like help them become more Western.
Exactly. But what's interesting is we've had our own superiority complex. Arabs have also experienced this. Like, have you heard the argument that when Muslimin went to North Africa and Spain, we introduced a lot of things to Europeans, like sanitation and this and that? Have you come across this kind of argument before?
Yeah.
So this is arguably, you could argue that's a similar argument. It's a colonial language. It's kind of like, look, the Muslims are coming to civilize you because